Oh, it feels good. It feels good to be
Evening,
here on a
Mr. Rhodes.
Tuesday. Evening to you, Mr. Craig Forward.
Evening.
Yeah, this is the Wandering Wolf YouTube channel. I'm your host, Mark Rhodes, and we are a pair of happy campers because we're in seventh heaven, where we should be. What a brilliant performance. Let's not dwell on anything else. Let's start as we mean to go on and talk about Wolves versus Everton. 2-1 win, but it only tells like a little bit of the story. For the first 30 minutes, it's probably some of the best football I've seen a Wolves team play against, let's be honest, a very poor Everton team. However, go on. What are your thoughts, Mr.
Well,
Forward? Hit me with it.
you just caught me by surprise there because I thought you were going to say a pair of idiots, which we've already been called tonight, which I actually thought was quite close to them, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, without dwelling on the idiots on here, yeah, what a performance, mate. I'm still on cloud nine.
Man.
I was at the game. It was absolutely sensational. Molyneux, Monday night under the lights. It was very special. And then, to put a performance in like that, especially first half, was amazing. It was just like, what am I watching? I phoned you at half time, didn't I? And we were just what on earth have we just watched? This is incredible.
It was like the shackles had come off. It was like a weight of the world was like lifted off their shoulders for some reason. I don't know, because we've said we've got the results the last few games and we're top of the form table. Like we're doing really well result wise, which is fantastic. But there wasn't a performance where you thought, yeah, we've got it, we've sorted. It's always we've ticked every single box. But the first half an hour of that game, I could not pick one negative. Like the defense was incredibly sound. Nari was on fire. Semedo was really solid. They were working really well with Trincao and Huang on the other side. And it just felt as though, like usually when I watch Wolves, I don't know how you feel about this, but when I watch Wolves, it's very to the wings, like we're spraying balls over to the wings. It was like quite whenever, we'll come on to Traore later, as we usually do. But it feels like quite one-dimensional. We spray to the wings, try and get a crossing for Jimenez. Yesterday, when I was watching it for the first 30 minutes, like the passing was so incisive through the middle. Like Neves, like that bloke, man, we need to like get him on a 6-year contract, give him whatever he wants, and give him the keys to the city. Because I don't know what Bruno Lage has done to Ruben Neves. Keep doing it.
Yeah, keep doing it. Totally different player, isn't he, from last season? But I think just touching on what you said there, last night we just seemed to play with such purpose. Everybody knew what they were doing. There was a real like high tempo energy about it. Everybody looked confident. Everybody wanted the ball. It was just, I don't know, full of confidence, just oozing self-belief from all over the park. It was just magic, really. Absolutely magic. I mean, we were at the Newcastle game a few weeks ago, and it was a totally different side, totally different setup.
It was poor, wasn't it? And you could say that about quite a few of the performances, even though we've got the results. And we will talk about the second half performance, but for me, the second half performance was not necessarily us. We did go down a few percent, but
it was always going to be tricky to keep that up for 90
I was going to say, it's like, did we expect Everton to roll over? Like they are still a Premier League side. They were above us in the league. I would imagine Benitez absolutely gave a rocket up the backside at the second half, and at least try. It's like they could not have been any worse that first half, and I don't think we could have been any better.
When they bought Delph on, I was actually laughing to myself, thinking, God, is that all they've got? How ridiculous is they have? They've got big problems. And then, but to be fair, he was absolutely.
He was their best player.
He absolutely ran the show for them, and he caused us a lot of problems in the second half. So we did well to it did have an element of us hanging on, but we shouldn't be.
It wouldn't be Wolves
dwelling
if
on
we
that
weren't
and
hanging on.
It's a Premier League. Every team's going to test you at some point. It's fine margins, and we got the job done. So it was just a fantastic overall performance. Exactly what we needed.
Can we talk about the incredible, the two sides of Jose Sarr, like the beautiful maniac that I put that on when he almost gift wrapped them a goal, and then that save off a corner. My God, like he's a brilliant shot stopper. He really is, and I would take that over Rui. He was quite conservative. Rui Patricio, you kind of knew what you got. Tell you what, it's gonna be a bit of a roller coaster with Jose Sarr, isn't it? It's like
mild heart attack every time it goes near him.
Every single, he reminds me of like Bruce Grobbelaar, one for the dads. But like he's properly like off his head. He wants the ball constantly. He hates using his hands for some reason. But I'd love him. I think he's brilliant, and I really not just saw. I thought the back three were magnificent. I really do believe
everybody was.
Well, everybody in the comments is already saying Kilman has got to get an England call up, and he didn't do himself any harm yesterday, did he? With that brilliant header off the corner, Gareth Southgate was there watching, and he did not put a foot wrong, did he? It's like when you're watching with Cody, you could see that in a back three for England, couldn't you? Against not the great teams, but
it's just amazing to see how far he's come. The player,
do you know he played futsal?
Never, he never did. Did not know that. But he just looks like Mr.
Consistent.
Yeah, he's just confident on the ball, does the right things, making good decisions, he's solid and reliable, and then to pop up with a goal as well.
With Kilman as well, like I never think, because sometimes with Bolly, who has been a great servant for us, don't get me wrong, like he fell back a bit due to illness and injury last season, but there's a reason he's not getting a sniff in this team, and I think it's because Lage loves Saiss, but he can't drop Kilman. You cannot drop Max Kilman. He has been not just our best centre back. I think him and Neves probably have been our players of the season so far.
Well, surely that's the starting lineup now going forward. That's it. What do you change?
I agree. I thought Trincao coming in was a little bit strange.
Well, I was a bit like that after his couple of recent performances. He's not been great, but then again, earlier this season, I thought he was fantastic. And then he's back to showing glimpses of that last night. Well, not just glimpses. He had a fantastic game.
Well, I just think,
especially first half.
I just thought he linked up really well with Semedo. I think that's what sometimes that's missing with Traore, because so far apart, it feels as though they don't link up as well. And I don't know how you feel about January. With Traore not signing a contract yet, him not really starting, Neto coming back probably mid-January, February. Hwang being available for 14 million quid, which is daylight robbery. It really is, isn't it? We should be wearing a mask, to be honest.
Absolutely, that's got to happen. It's
got to happen. And he was really unlucky with his goal. But when I saw that team play, I felt it was a lot more balanced. There was a lot more. I don't know. Variety is the word, I think, for me. When I was watching it, especially first half, I thought the through balls through the middle. Matinho went under the radar. Actually, I thought he had a really good game as well.
Just solid, solid.
Yeah, solid. The reason why he went under the radar is because Neves played so fantastically well.
He was incredible last night, Neves. Everything was going through him, wasn't it?
And what a finish by Raul Jimenez. Like, that's gone under the radar as well. It's like he's first goal on you for like God knows how long. Like, I just think
took it so well, didn't he? Took it so well.
Do you think, like, obviously, as Wolves fans, we're all gonna go? Well, I say all of us are going overboard. Not all of us. There's a lot of people on Twitter that are still moaning about the fact that we're 7th and we're top of the form table. But that's by the by. What
you actually said bye-bye to some of them, didn't you?
I did, yes. I was on a blocking mission yesterday. I can't be doing with absolute morons. I don't mind opinions, but you just no facts override opinions for me. Sorry,
block away.
But I truly believe that you've got Neto coming back, Hwang, Trincao, Pedence. What's Pedence? Where's Pedence? Like Pedence came on instead of Traore. Traore stayed on the pitch, stayed on the bench, man. It was like.
I'm gonna say something now that you it's a good job you're sitting down if you are sitting down. I presume you are. But last night, obviously, the game was getting on a bit. The crowd were calling for, or sections of the crowd were calling for Traore to come on. And I actually agreed with them. It would have been the perfect time for him. It would have been the perfect time for him because I'll tell you why. Because he'd have tracked back. He'd have got stuck in. He's strong. He'd have shielded the ball in certain areas where Pedence didn't do well at all, in my opinion. If he'd have picked the ball up in our half, at least you know he's going to run 70, 80 yards with it, past players, fresh, full of energy. Granted, he's not going to do anything with it when he gets to the other end, but at least the ball would be up the other end. And I actually thought, clearly it's time for him to come on. And he brought Pedence on it, and I thought he struggled to get into the game, didn't really do a lot. He showed got bullied off the ball a few times. They were really going for it. And the fact that he didn't...
not the player to come on.
No, not at all. And the fact that he didn't come on, just, I don't know.
And then he brought Dendoncker on for Jimenez.
Yeah, surely he's got to be just...
That
tells you he's out of favour, isn't it?
I agree. I think, whether we like him or not, like, this is what Bruno Lage thinks.
It's game over.
This is how he's thinking. I think it is game over.
It's game over for Traore. And last night was absolutely the game, the correct time, the correct score, everything for him to come on, and he still didn't. So, well, for me, that spoke volumes, to be honest, last night.
Some of the comments, Vinyl Revival sent it at 8:40, a criticism. You can see it, can't you, mate?
I've got it here. Got it.
There's still criticism on timing on Bruno's subs. Don't understand why he leaves it till nearly 80 minutes when we were really being overrun. I completely agree with that, and I think a lot of Wolves fans do agree. He's getting the job done now, so we can only say that he's doing it wrong so many times, and then looking at the result and then going, but we are 7th.
There is a but there, isn't there? There's a but there. Shrewsbury Wolf, just touching on what we just said, surely this means the end of Traore. The game was crying out for Traore to come on when we conceded. Traore must be going in January, but we could sign Sanchez and Botman with the money. Well, I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Mate, I think it's going to be carnage in January. I think Sanchez, Botman. Don't be surprised if we get Donny van de Beek in January.
Really? I'm going to have to remember this.
I'm telling you, mate. I'm telling you, because I just think he'd fit in perfectly to the system. Him and Neves in the middle. Good God, that is wonderful.
Well, that just makes you do a little weak, doesn't it, as you like to say?
Well, Van de Beek and Neves in the middle. I'd be like, 7th, sod 7th, we wouldn't top 4. It's like, well, that's the thing. If you look at the players that we've got coming back, good God. Like, Vinyl Revival just said, like, Traore's face when Fabio was coming on.
Yeah.
He literally, he bought every single substitute that was available on.
I forgot he bought Fabio. Yeah.
So
another one from Vinyl Revival, mate. But Hwang is like Jota. with the link-up play with Raul. I was going to touch on this. Like,
Yeah.
Watching it last night, that is when them two finally click. I don't think they've quite got it yet, but it's not going to be long. And when that happens,
I know.
With Neto coming back as well, and like you say, additions, it's going to be.
Oh
you know, anything could happen.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you know, and I truly believe that we need to get the points in the bag now. While, you know, we're playing teams that we should get points against. This is the same for the next 3 games as well. We need to, because December's looking very dodgy. We've got Liverpool, we've got City, we've got a lot of
we'll be brought back down to earth, won't we?
Yes, we will. We will. But what we need to do is get to a situation where we've got enough points to be able to experiment with Bruno Lage's style then, because that was the problem last year with Nuno. There was a few others. But what I'm saying is that we didn't have enough points to play around with the system. We had to be rigid. We had to, you know, and I think that's why it's so important to get the points in the bag now.
Absolutely.
Because then we can start playing with more freedom. And the way we played against Everton in the first half is like, it's so what I want us to play like. Like, we could concede, you know, everybody was on about, it's interesting, isn't it? Everybody's on about, you know, some people are still saying that Cody shouldn't be in this team.
Well, that's mental.
I read something on Twitter. I'm just like, I just, you look at our defensive record, and this is where all the problems were going to stem from. We're not good enough defensively. We've got the 4th best defensive record in the league. Like, this is why facts override opinion. Like, yeah, have all the opinions you want, but then look at the table and see where we are. Like, just it's a nonsense.
Yeah. What do people want? You know, but...
I know. What do people want? It's like we're playing the way that Bruno Lage wants us to play now. Granted, we were hanging on in the second half, but we are playing a team, Everton. I know they were missing a lot of players, but they're not going to roll over and die for us. They're going to want to come out and get a point. Yeah. So, you know, and we should have been way we nearly had a penalty.
It should have been 3 or 4. Yeah.
Like, we had a marginal goal, disallowed goal. Raul Jimenez hit the post. Like, we should have absolutely spanked him. Yeah. But we didn't.
The scoreline doesn't tell the true tale of that game, does it, at all?
Nah, absolutely.
Like you just said, that you can't just expect them to just roll over and that steamroll, and
exactly.
They're going to fight back, of course they are. So that's where it showed real grit for me last night, that we can play that free-flowing, attacking, creative football, but then actually when your back's against the wall a bit, do what you need to do.
We'll just look after 10 games. We've got 16 points. You say probably the next, I don't know, 10 games. We've got 38 games. What I do, I work backwards. Like, we're 16 points after 10 games is one less than what we had at this stage last season, which is a little bit scary. I'm not going to lie. But the way we are playing with the freedom and I just can't see us being in any kind of like relegation situation the way that we're playing, and the teams below us, like, we're beating the teams that we should be beating. We're beating Newcastle, we're beating Villa, like we should have beat Leeds, we're beating Everton. We've got a clump of games that we're getting the points. The points. But I just like
and like you said about, like, in December, I know you said it was rough, but whenever you go into that sort of Christmas period, there's so many games, there's lots of injuries, and
true.
There's all sorts going on. So it's quite a good time, really, if anything, to have those types of games, because
I agree.
As we saw against Man City a couple of seasons ago, anything can happen. You know, the magical knives at Molineux again.
Well, let's answer Shrewsbury Wolves question.
Go for it. Do you still stand by your pre-season predictions?
Yeah, I do.
I think so.
I do. I reckon we'll come 11th, and we'll be solid, and we'll be playing free-flowing football that the masses will absolutely love, and that's okay. I know we're 7th now, but it's very easy to get into the mindset that we could, like, oh, come on, could we like push for Europe? And like, I'm not quite there yet because
Well,
of the
you got teams
performance
like West Ham flying as well, haven't you, and stuff
I
like
know,
that.
man.
So
And now you've got Conte to Tottenham.
yeah,
That they're only going to get
look,
better now
you've just
as
got to put
well.
yourself in the mix, haven't you? And that's what we're doing.
Exactly. You got your Leicesters, your West Hams, your Arsenal, Tottenham. Like they're all vying for 5th,
Yeah,
6th,
it's getting
7th.
more and more competitive, so you just got to put yourself amongst
Absolutely.
the competition, haven't you?
Absolutely. And like I can't, I'm not putting Villa in there because I think
No.
actually Villa are going to be struggling this season
Yeah.
if they keep Dean Smith in.
I think that's next manager to go, to be fair, but who's they bring in? I don't know.
Well, they were talking about Fonseca, weren't they?
Whether. Well,
Nah. Who knows?
but again, that's
like,
going to take time to bed in and new philosophy and things. It's not. It's not good. And also, prediction-wise, I did say Chelsea to win the league and Tottenham 15th, did I? So we're still on. We're still on for that.
Mate, you did as well, didn't you? Be interesting to get those.
Oh no, I didn't anticipate Conte coming in, did I?
Well, that's true. That's true. Well, Nuno is never going to stay. What do we think? Let's just touch on that for a second because I feel sorry for him actually. He was never He was never the right fit for Spurs, was he? He was never the right fit for Spurs.
No, it was a strange appointment really, and I think he'll. He's fighting a losing battle at Spurs, isn't he? So it's probably best off out of his misery now.
That's it, yeah. Well, hopefully he does what he said he was going to do when he left Wolves and have a little bit of a break and go on.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But yeah, you can't argue what he did for the club. So good luck to him. But yeah, less said about that, the better. I think it's important to stress now that come January, if we are doing well and we're in the top 10, we are going to really, really attract these type of players. Apparently, we're back in for Sanchez from Lille, which I think
that'd be good.
Can you imagine, right? If it all lines up, I don't think this will happen, but let's just imagine. Sell Traore for 60 million, let's say. I've just put it out there, right? 60 million. Buy Hwang for 14. 14 million. Oh, God. I'm robbing you. 14 million. Bring Botman in just for, just. You bring Sanchez in. You bring Van der Beek in. Neto comes back. Johnny comes back.
Like, we're just going to win. We're just going to win 6-4 every week.
It is. It's going to be like. But the thing, if you've got that squad of players, like Podence's going to want to go, isn't he? Because he's not going to ever going to get a minute of any game.
I don't see where he fits, mate. At this moment in time,
fit anywhere.
I actually. I really did want him to do well last night and do better than he did, and it just didn't click for him. I know it's not really, you can't really judge a player on that short window of performance, but you've got to come in and prove yourself, and he was poor again, mate.
I know. So. You've got, like, when you get those 20 minutes, you've got to make it so that Lars has got a really
it just looked like
decision, and he hasn't.
Like that, they were getting stuck in and throwing everything at it. You could see how much they wanted to get that equaliser, and Podence was like leaving his foot in, and it looked like I almost felt he was going to get injured again. I was almost thinking, I just think I don't think he's suited to a Premier League scrap. He's not.
No, I don't think he is. I think he needs time on the ball. I think he's. I thought Trincão's feet. His quickness of movement was absolutely different class. Like, whenever he was on the ball, he can't finish for Toffee, but
that'll come.
But his feet are so quick. Like, and I think he's actually started to get the pace of the Premier League now. Like he knows, like he hasn't got the time to like piss about with the ball.
But that was only ever going to come through playing, wasn't it? So
yeah. Well, Pixel Yeti Media, thank you very much for watching and listening. He said, "I'll let you read this. You'll like this."
Swap Adama for Sanchez and Botman. Oh yeah, that's agreed. Looks like that's probably realistic now, so
I think
he definitely doesn't fit in Bruno's plans.
He doesn't, does he? He doesn't.
I think last night really did speak volumes. I think, unless there's something happening behind the scenes, but he just looked so peed off again. And when we saw him,
we'll probably on Saturday we'll see he's signed a 5-year contract for 150 grand a week.
Well, all that nonsense about signing for 100 grand, surely that's not going to happen. So that's probably playing on his mind. That might be why he's not playing, because of all that's ongoing. I don't know. But
maybe
it's not looking good. Not looking good.
But who would you rather have? Would you rather have Van der Beek or Sanchez coming to the club? Because I was being very greedy when I was saying bring them both in, because that would be the dream scenario. But out of the two, who would you rather have? Because you'll have two in midfield with Neves, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd probably say Van der Beek for me. Yeah. Just edging it, but literally just edging it. I
don't know that. I think Sanchez does the dirty bits really well as well. But yeah, I know. Yeah, Van der Beek.
Can we just say,
mustard?
In what world do we live in where we're arguing about these two players for Wolves?
Oh yeah, we signed Grant Holt 5 years ago.
And I thoroughly.
Yeah, go on then. Who shall we have? Who shall we have? Right, yeah, it's just, and there's still people moaning, mate. There's still people moaning about it.
Mental.
Can you believe it?
What a time to be alive.
It's just fantastic, isn't it? It's like the fact that we're even chatting about these players, even contemplating coming to Molineux, is an absolute delight.
I think anybody moaning, mate, you'll have to look at this. There must be, I don't know, under 25, let's say.
No, they're all over 50. Apparently, they've all watched Wolves for 50 years.
Oh, really? Well, that's surely. Well, they absolutely shouldn't be, should they?
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. But apparently, yeah. But here we go. Pixel Yeti Media. Thanks, guys, for getting in touch again.
Really, I love the comments coming
in. Do you think City had let Stones on loan in January? Absolutely not.
I think that's a step.
No. I think
that's not going to happen.
We are basically we're pickpocketing people.
Yeah.
Here.
Perhaps Pogba will come and partner Neves.
Right. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Craig.
You can't hear me.
Have you muted yourself?
Oh, what's happened here? Some people will be glad of this.
He's gone.
I don't.
It's the best thing you've said all evening. Good one. I think it was the John Stone comment. Did he? What's he trying to do? His face has gone very grey. Well, while he's doing that,
I'm back. Can you hear me?
No, he's not.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, mate. I don't know what's happened to you. I'm doing this on my own. You can be a mime. Right, let's go with Shrewsbury Wolf. Van der Beek is similar. You put that one on. Van der Beek is similar to Moutinho, so he can slot into the team, and Bruno likes playing Moutinho and Neves together. Yeah, fair comment. Sanchez will bring something different to the team that I think we need as well. Right, interesting. Okay. Can you hear us both? Dutchy TV said that you can hear us. Well, that's good. We just can't talk to each other. That's good for Craig, I suppose.
Have you got me back now?
I can't hear you, mate.
For goodness sake, what's going on here?
Let me see if I've muted anything or.
Oh, they can hear both, so there we go.
I can. Right.
If you can
so
still hear
he
both
can't-
of us,
can you
let us
hear
know.
me? Can you? Why can't I hear you then? That's so
I don't
weird.
know. That is not good, is it really?
Craig's going to start being horrible to me now, isn't he? He's going to start
Technical.
talking about me so I can't hear him. Let me see what's happening.
Give us a sec.
Hold fire. Hold fire. Hello? Hello? Right. I'm going to take my earphones out. Maybe that's what's happened.
Can you hear me now, bud? Oh, well. Just bear with us, guys. We'll get back on to it.
What's going on, man?
Something you've done.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I've got you, mate. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. It's a bit like strange.
It's a bit strange. I think you've muted me, mate.
Did I mute you?
I think you must have done.
Sorry.
I think it's.
I didn't mean to.
All fine, my end. Never mind, mate. These are the perils of live. Switch it
off and on again. Control Alt Delete. Control Alt Delete. Right. So let's talk about
where were we? Let's go on. Take the lead.
Go on. No, mate. You carry on.
I was just going to mention about. Just want to touch on signing Hwang up and the importance of that, and I think touched upon it earlier about that. You know, that link up with Raul when it comes, and I think it's going to come soon. That's going to be very special. Somebody mentioned it earlier about similarities to Jota, and I think another couple of games, them two together, he's going to be frightening.
I think Hwang, he's a beast, isn't he? It's like what they say. He's like a bigger version of Jota. I don't know whether he's as technically gifted as Jota was, but no. I think him and Jimenez together. Yeah. I completely agree. I think they play.
It's his work rate and everything.
Yeah. There's like a completely up 14 million for Hwang in today's market is utterly it's exactly what you've just put there. It's really it's so crazy that like I don't actually think they realise just how good he is in the German league. Like, you know, it's just bizarre.
I don't think he'd ever be like as good as Jota was, really. Although it's early days, I don't want to say he can't ever. Again. But he's certainly a good addition to the squad, and for that price, he's absolutely got to come in. Right, I've lost Mark again. It's those cheap Bluetooth things that you keep buying, mate. Right, I'll carry on.
I can hear you now, kiddo.
Oh, you got me now.
Got me now.
What's going on? Is it those cheap Bluetooth headphones that you keep buying? I tried to get the Apple ones, didn't I?
Worst £4 I've ever spent. That is. I've got to say though. Hwang and Trincao. You look at the two players like as the V to Jimenez. I think we've really got something there. I think, and it's going to be interesting when Neto does come back. You know, because Neto, as incredibly gifted and game changer as he is, like which side does he play? Who does he play instead of? Like
I was just going to ask you that. Where last night would he play?
Mate, I don't know. He wants to play. He'll probably want to play on the left, won't he? Because that's like what he was playing before. Well, will he? I don't know. He was playing on the left a lot when he was playing for. But was he playing in the right position?
He's playing a bit of everything, wasn't he? At one point,
he was. Can you imagine? Yeah. This is the reason why. Would you play? Let's just do this for giggles. Take the defender out, the back three, make it a 4, Cody, Kilman, Aitnuri, Semedo as a 4. Then you've got
liking it.
Then you've got Neves plus, I'm going to say Sanchez, right, in there. So you've got 4, 2, 4. What I'm talking about here is Neto behind Jimenez, right? Just in a free role, just doing what he does. And then you've got Hwang and Trincao on the wings. Or,
I'm liking it.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm like, yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that sort of back four.
Is that a bit too attacking? It'd be all right if we played Norwich every week, but we'd not.
Yeah, but as long as you score more.
True. Wow.
That would be frightening. That would be frightening.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, that's just sex, that is, isn't it?
Absolutely. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Let's Adam Partridge. We've touched on this, but thanks for watching, Adam.
Cheers.
You're new to the channel, but yeah, cheers, much appreciated, mate. What do you think of Jose Sarr? And are you okay? Yeah,
he's crazy.
I think we're all right. Bit annoyed with me iPods, but you know, my iPods. That's probably why they're not working. AirPods. I think Jose Sarr is a brilliant shot stopper. He brings a lot to the team as an attacking force. I think he comes out of his box and his area a lot more than Patricio did.
Yeah, he's very commanding for presence about him.
I don't think there's anything downgraded there. I think he's going to be like a cult hero because we've got him for quite a lot of years. I think he's going to be
definitely
our talisman keeper. I think we've done really well with keepers the last few years, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Look at like some of the keepers we've had: Hennessy, Murray, like
incredible.
Patricio.
Yeah,
like what the bloody hell?
But yeah,
I think. Did you like my team then? Like my
I'm still spinning around my head. Like, that's incredible. I just want to touch on this while it's here. Final revival.
Say the same.
Aitnuri on corners from now on.
100%.
I think one of the biggest bugbears last season for us and for everybody on the planet was those short corners. And they never amounted to anything. Not one ever amounted to anything, as far as I can remember. They were the most frustrating thing ever.
And they never were.
And last night, Aitnuri on corners was superb, putting it straight into the mixer.
Both sides as well.
Giving them something to do. Yeah, and then ball comes out to the edge of the box and somebody's having a go, or it comes back out. We created so much more from doing that. And it's, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? But then Aitnuri, in general, last night just had an absolute storming game.
I thought he was fantastic.
Brilliant.
I thought he was fantastic, actually. I didn't think he put a foot wrong. I thought he led that side really brilliantly. I just think he was fantastic. I think it could be a blessing in disguise, this African nations thing. And I know, a lot of people are thinking, oh God, this is going to be a nightmare. But I think it's going to force his hand. And I think he's going to have to play a back four. And we might start conceding a few more, but we're going to score a few more as well. And it's very, very entertaining. I think let's have a Shrewsbury Wolf about Trincao. Let's get that one up as well. Would you sign Trincao based on the performances so far? I wouldn't yet, because I can see him becoming another Traore. He can carry the ball up the pitch, but he can't score to save his life. I know what you're saying. I thought he should have scored last night, and he should have scored against Newcastle when he had 6 yards and he smacked the bar, didn't he? But I think what you get with Trincao is more balance.
Yeah.
He's an intricate player. I think he combines with the midfield better.
Traore is just a one-trick pony.
But he's brilliant at
you
it.
You can't make comparisons. What?
No, he's brilliant at.
Oh, sorry, yeah, he's brilliant at running 60 yards. Yeah, got you. But no, you can't compare him to Traore. I wouldn't agree with that. I'd like to think Trincão's got a lot more to offer than that. He's still only young and he's got a long way to
go. Completely agrees with you as well. Just said like
it's no surprise really. I talk a lot of sense, mate, once you start to listen properly. So
I wish you were muted again. He just said we just look a more balanced team without Adama. I
yeah, the work rate of Hwang and Trincão, yeah. The work rate last night was phenomenal. Everybody was working for everybody.
That's the difference, isn't it? And I think they were just knackered in the second half. And that's why I tend to agree with a lot of people that the subs should have come earlier. I agree with that. I completely agree with that. It was like it's 70 minutes.
Well, I was losing my rag last week, and I told you, didn't I? I said I'm not very happy with Bruno.
Yeah, I was a little bit annoyed with that.
Yeah, I knew you would be. What? I said he's got 3 games to sort his life out, and he comes back with that. So
this is an interesting one by Pixel Yeti Media. Do you think Sanderson will be coming back in Jan for cover when we lose Soyes and Bolly to the Africa Cup of Nations?
Yeah,
playing well for Brum. Yeah, I'd like him to come back. I've not seen a lot of Sanderson, but I've heard brilliant things from him when he's playing for Sunderland, and he's doing well for Birmingham. But this is
I've been following him. He's
he's doing all right.
Doing really well. Yeah, he's been playing well, solid. It's like, what level he's at quite yet, I don't know, but he's showing glimpses of.
Well, it's the different. It's the chasm.
It's cover, isn't it? As well?
The difference between Championship football and Premier League football, which we've seen countless years, but you look at teams like Norwich, who haven't bought any players, basically. Well, they've spent quite a lot of money, but the players that they have bought are just not good enough. They're Championship players. So you look at Sanderson in that respect and say that he looks to be a very, very decent Championship player for the time being. And he was playing in League One for Sunderland. So to have him as cover for a Premier League team,
he's got a long way to go, but he's doing enough to warrant a chance at least.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's brilliant. He's got to keep on doing what he's doing. You know, he's a young lad and he's plying his trade and
exactly.
You know, he's getting.
You don't stay at the same level forever, do you? You have to hope they're getting better.
Exactly. Well, just look at Max Kilman.
Exactly. You know, perfect example. Perfect example.
But he's like he's done so well, man. I just
want to jump on this one from Shrewsbury Wolf quickly.
Yeah.
If we play Traore to run 60 yards, surely we can sign Usain Bolt to do that job. The marketing will go through the roof if he joins. Now, I just want to touch on this a second, right? Usain Bolt has played in those, charity matches.
Yeah.
No,
he played for an Australian team.
Yeah, he did actually go semi-pro or pro or whatever for a while. But come on, what's the the one that you should be playing in? You know, Old Trafford, England, All Stars.
Oh, Soccer Aid.
Soccer Aid, right? I've seen you playing Soccer Aid. He's actually better than Traore.
He's Craig.
So
come on, we want to be taking this slightly seriously.
I am here for that.
I think that was a little bit of tongue in cheek there, but I understand where you're coming from. I just think now
he'd get down 60 yards quicker.
I think now is the time to cash in on Traore, because I don't think he's in Bruno Lage's plans. I think I'll tell you what I wouldn't like is for him to go to a Premier League team. I'd like him to go to a team abroad. I know it wouldn't bother you. It just wouldn't bother you, but I just want him out the way. I think, you know, him going back to Spain for a team there or like. Yeah. I wouldn't.
Okay, where's the crossover here? He didn't get a game for Spain. Didn't even get on a sub. And the same thing happened with Spain at the Euros. They were crying out for him. And even I, that was slightly tongue-in-cheek, it was. But even I'll be looking at some of those games thinking, get him on. Why wouldn't you play him? You need a point or you need to protect the game or something, but get him on.
Well, Bruno Lage did an interview.
And it's happening again. And it's like,
mate, Bruno Lage did an interview about this. And he was talking about players going off to international duty and just warming the bench. And like saying, what is the point of that? Why? Yeah. It's like, and I think it was a thinly veiled attack on Adama Traore because, the same could be said for Cody, like for some of the England games. But like when you look at Adama,
I think Traore, Cody's played more minutes for England than Traore has for Spain, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Shrewsbury Wolf. That's a swap deal with Barcelona for. Be a decent deal. That I don't think Barcelona would go for that. Personally, just putting it out there. But yeah, I'd be happy with that. Here we go. Here's somebody. Here we
go. We've got a bite. We've got
one. Rubber Dinghy Rapids. Okay. Thank you for watching. Everyone too harsh on Traore because they judge him against his potential. If a young lad joined the Prem now and made the runs he makes, the country will be raving about him. He'll click with Raul soon. I don't think he will click with Raul soon because he's not getting a game. But Adama Traore, let's go back a couple of games to Villa. He's the main reason we got 3 points against Villa, and I'm
agreed.
I thought he was brilliant, but the problem is his consistency with Adama Traore. The difference with Adama Traore to say I don't know Hwang, comparing the two, I think when Hwang is doing, if he gets a chance in the box, he's going to finish it
in the back of the net.
We've got him on a hook here. He single-handedly won us lots of games last season. I can think of Leeds and I can think of Fulham. I thought he was brilliant in those two games and he got us 6 points. So
we go back to consistency again, mate.
Well, that's it. I've picked 2 games.
It can do things right, but we said it. Well, if you go back and watch our old videos, if you got nothing better to do, but we said every single week, it's 1 in 10.
Yeah,
it probably started out in 1 in 5, then it went to 1 in 7, then 1 in 10, and it got so frustrating week after week after week. And the potential is there. We've seen it. It can do things, but it's just so few and far between.
I don't think
if there's a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, against Liverpool to take all 3 points, who do you want there, Traore or Hwang?
Yeah.
So.
Shrewsbury Wolf. Very good. 1, Super. We didn't win lots of games last season, and 2, he wasn't the reason we won 95%.
Yeah.
So, agreed. I agree.
Yeah.
We're not the only one. No, give me your. If you now had a crystal ball, like all these people are watching now, give me your perfect 11 to go forward with. If you could buy all the players that we have been linked with, Van der Beek, Sanchez, Hwang.
I'm going 2 at the back, 8 up front.
But what I'm let's say in Dreamland, Johnny and Neto come back fully fit. Now that gives me an incredibly difficult decision to make.
Yeah.
Just look at
that's crazy. It's crazy to think that could actually happen quite soon.
Yeah,
but for me,
January for.
But for me, I think Johnny could well be past his sell-by date.
No.
To have two injuries now like that in quick succession, he's had so much time out of the game. I mean, I know it's wishful thinking and probably a bit romantic, really, to think that he's going to come back
I would love
the way he
him
did.
to.
I don't want to write him off and say it can't be done, but I'm saying it's probably
Fantastic
unlikely.
professional, a fantastic professional, one of the best.
And really, Aitner for me, the way he played
I've
last
seen,
night as well, it's more exciting. He's fitter, younger.
Yeah.
Offers something slightly different. He's forming that partnership with Trinko. He's settled in. He can settle into the team a bit more now, and really to think Johnny's going to come in and take that place, probably not the right view for me. I'd probably stick with Aitner as long as he's performing well.
I just thought Aitner, if Neves wasn't on the pitch, he would have absolutely got man of the match all day. Rubber Dinghy Rapids. Cheers, mate. Thank you. We'll agree to disagree on the Traore stuff, but it's thank you.
Well, what he has said there that's quite interesting is there's a lot more we need to get rid of before Traore.
That's interesting.
Who are you referring to? Because
I think
I'm not sure what you're talking about there.
I think Pedence, we could get some money for him, and I think I was a huge. You know how big a fan I am of Pedence.
I know. It's time to.
It really does hurt me to say this, but I don't think he's going to cut it. Rick, cheers, Rick, for this is fair comment as well.
I was gonna. Yeah, that's a good point. Well made, actually. Not to expect him to be the Neto bang like that he was when he left. It's not going to happen. It's probably going to take him a good few months, showing like 10-20 minutes here and there.
I know, yeah.
Which is a shame.
He's just said like won't put too much pressure on him, but we'll.
So coming on to next games then, based on last night's solid performance. We've got Palace away next. What are you thinking?
I'd take. Call me pragmatic, but I'd absolutely take a point. We never, ever beat Palace away. Can you remember last time?
Do you remember the game last year? Last season? We were the most depressed I think we've ever been.
That was the beginning of the end, that was, I think. We were like, my God, it's gone.
Yeah, but they just had a good result, didn't they, against City? So it's.
But it's not just it was not just the fact they beat City, which is a great result. It's the way they're playing. I think Palace.
They're not the boring Palace.
I think that's got draw written all over it, mate. They've drawn 6 games out of 10.
I think it's got Wolves win written all over it. 3-0.
I am right, mate. I would take.
West Ham's a tough one.
I'd take 5 points out of those 3 games. I'd take a point away at Palace. I'd take a point against West Ham because they are flying, and I think we should beat Norwich.
Could Norwich be the one that we spank when it all comes together?
Well, who knows? Like Leeds found them very tricky. Did we beat Palace away the first season back in the Premier League? Maybe we did. I keep thinking of the Jota equaliser. That was the.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the one that like turned our thing around. I don't know.
Was that definitely Palace then?
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely Palace. Yeah, we like scored in the 92nd minute to equalise or something. Yeah, we did. Doherty Doherty scored. Yes, sorry about that. So okay, we've got a decent record against Palace away. Well, we haven't got Doherty and we haven't got Jota, so there. I'd still take a point against Palace.
I think Palace is the game where Semedo scores. Like what we were talking about the other day, yeah. Put your money on that. That is Mystic Craig's top tip for Palace away.
Tip of the day. I think I'd take a point at Palace. I'd take a point against West Ham, and I would like us to I'd like us to beat Norwich. So I'll take 5 points. And if we get to 5 points, we've got 21 points out of 13 games, which for me,
Fantastic.
we're not even hot. Well, we're playing 38 games in the season. Like, just think about, like, if you double that points tally, 21 to 42, and after 26 games, we're safe with 12 games left. So that's all I'm saying.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good fancy.
You know what I mean? So we've got 12 games to just do what the hell we want.
Well, I think this is worth touching on, Shrewsbury Wolf, because this is exactly how my mind works as well. As it's Wolves, we probably have a better chance at thrashing West Ham and losing to Norwich than the other way around.
I can't.
You wouldn't be surprised, would you? Norwich going to beat us 3-0.
It's 100% how we were. But all right, give me, before we go, I want you to give me your ideal 11 going forward, with all the bells and whistles, with all the players like Botman, Sanchez, Van der Beek, like. Just give it. You know why? Because I'm in a good mood. I just want.
I want who played last night, the starting 11, to play like they played in that first half.
Yeah.
Forever. That's what I want. I don't want anybody else.
What? Fair enough. So we don't need to see.
Don't need any signings.
We don't need any signings.
Keep your money, Jeff. Don't need any.
Oh, don't say that to him. That's it. The vault is closed. And
don't need it.
Who knows the combination? So I don't know.
Just top the bank balance up with Traore money. That's it. Just keep it steady. Keep the ship steady. Sort the Steve Ball stand out. Flipping nightmare.
Full stand out. It's like 45-minute wait for a pee.
Trying to get in there last night.
I bet. Oh, here we go. Let's end it on Shrewsbury Wolves.
Go on.
Wonderful 11. Okay, sorry, Noel. We've got. Oh my God, this is just sex. Okay, Kilman and Cody, Johnny, Neves, Van der Beek, Sanchez. That's a rank. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Can you imagine?
That does look good, doesn't it? Does look
good.
Ordinary instead of Johnny, and that's it. That's it.
God, that's just I'm going to take a picture of that. Yeah, it's decent, that is. Like, and if we can't get Van der Beek, then we're going to get Van der Beek. Yeah.
Happening.
It's happening. Come on, sort it out. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Thank you ever so much. As always, sorry for a little technical difficulty in the middle. About £4.50 AirPods. But yeah, we will be back after the Crystal Palace game on our regular Monday night slot. But yeah, it's all good in the hood, guys. It's like, let's enjoy the ride. It's going to get bumpy, but let's just be happy where we are. Seventh place, 16 points. It's going to get tough, but let's bask in the glory at the moment, because we're doing all right.
Enjoy it.
We really are. All right then, guys, thanks ever so much for being a part. And if you do like it, then obviously subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. And we'll see you after the Palace game. We've been Wandering Wolf. Cheers, Craig.
See you later. Cheers, mate.